Okay, if you turn to page 7, we're going to learn how to go over some word problems where we'll put our answers either in point slope form, slope intercept form, and then eventually you'll learn standard form. And it all depends upon what kind of information they give you. So if you look at number 7, it says a recording studio charges musicians an initial fee of $50 to record an album. Studio time costs an additional $35 per hour. Write an equation that gives the total cost of an album as a function of studio time. Find the total cost of recording an album that takes 10 hours of studio time. Okay, so the first thing I want to bring your attention to is whenever it gives you a price per something per something, that means it's going to be, here, it's $35 per hour. That means it's going to be a fraction. So that means it's going to be the slope. It's going to be a rate. Miles per hour is a rate. Dollars per hour is a rate. Slope is a rate. So that's their way of saying when you see that word per, the slope is 35. It's 35 over 1, but we would just write that as 35. Also, when you see an initial fee, if you remember when we did problems in chapter 4, the initial cost was always the y-intercept. So your initial fee is going to be your constant, which is b. So in this particular problem, when they say an initial fee of 50, I know B equals 50. And cost per hour, that means M equals 35. So to write this as an equation where cost is a function of time, that means solve for y. So that means y equals 35x plus 50. Okay, so that would be my equation with cost as a function of time. And then it says, find the total cost, or find y, when there's 10 hours. Well, x represents the number of hours. So if it's 10 hours, they want you to find the value of y when x is 10. So that would be y equals 350 plus 50. So y equals $400. So the total cost 10 hours would be $400. Okay? Now, we're going to go over number 3. You're eventually going to try to do 2, 4, and 6 on your own, but I'm going to help you. We're going to go do the odd problems together. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 says your gym membership costs $33 per month. So what does 33 per month means? It means your slope is 33. Look for that word per, and that means it's 33. Okay, then it says you paid a total of $228 after 6 months. So what does that mean? So they're not giving you an initial fee. You don't know what the initial fee is, so you don't know what B is. So I wonder what 228 after 6 months is. Well, months is time, right, which is x. Total cost is y, which is 228. So they're giving us a y value and an x value, better known as an x value and a y value, which is a point. So they are giving us a point, 6, 228. Now, you have to be very careful. They'll give you a point, but they won't necessarily give you the point in the correct order. If I wrote 228, 6, I wouldn't get the right answer. So how do we know x is the number of months and y is the total cost? Because we have learned x is usually time and y is usually total cost. So that means they've given me a slope and a point. What do I do if I'm given a point and a slope? I go into point slope form. So I say y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. But they want us to write this as cost as a function of time, which means they want us to write this in slope-intercept form. So now I just have to change this equation into slope-intercept form. So I first have to distribute. Now 36 times 33 is 198. I did that over on the side, didn't do it in my head. So y minus 228 equals 33x minus 198. Okay, now I have to add 228 to both sides. Now I'm running out of room, so I will show you what I got when I'm done. So I get, I'll write it up here, y equals 33x plus 30. And so it says, now that I have y equals 33x plus 30, it says find the total cost after 9 months. That means let x equal 9. So I'm going to do 33 times 9 plus 30, and that will give you the total cost. So you can all do that on your own to get your total cost. Now we're going to look at page 8A, and we're going to do number 5. Now, actually, before we do number 5, I want you to notice something. For number 1, they gave us a slope and an intercept. So a slope, intercept, very easy to go into slope intercept form. Number 3, they gave us a slope and a point, or a point and a slope. So for that, we went into point slope form and changed it to slope intercept. Now, this problem says in BMX racing, racers purchase a 1-year membership to a track. They also pay an entry fee for each race at that track. One racer paid a total of $125 for 5 races, and a second racer paid a total of $170 for 8 races. So now they're giving us 5 races cost $125, 8 races cost $170. So what do you think they're giving us? They're giving us 2 points. So instead of a slope and an intercept, or a point and a slope, now they're giving us 2 points. So if you're given 2 points, what do? Whenever you're given 2 points, you find the slope. Now, I do want to point out that they said $125 for 5 races. Does that mean I automatically write 125, 5? No, I have to think. Total cost is usually y. So I have to put that as my y. Okay, so now I have 2 points. I'm going to find the slope. I do 170 minus 125 over 8 minus 5, and that's 45 over 3. So m equals 15. I'm going to cross out a point, and I'm going to go point slope into point slope form. Y minus 125 equals 15 times x minus 5. Point slope form, but I don't stop there. I always go into slope intercept. So I distribute y minus 125 equals 15x minus 75. Add 125, add 125. Y equals 15x plus 50. Okay, now it says how much does the track membership cost and what is the entry fee per race. Now, if it's asking per race, that means it's asking for the slope. So what's the slope? 15. So it's $15 per race. What's the membership cost? Well, that sounds like a fixed cost to me, and the fixed cost is B. So once you put it into slope-intercept form, you know the per whatever is the slope, and the fixed cost is the y-intercept. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to try to do problems number 2, 4, and 6 on your own. If you have problems, there is a video attached that goes over a quick 5. Now, after I go over the quick 5, after 4 minutes and 15 seconds, I go over problems 2, 4, and 6. But I want you to try to do 2, 4, and 6 on your own before you watch the video.